double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. And, mate, I'm lagging that hard. The intro started again in my headphones, Saucy. Anyway, how you going?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Back again for another episode. Big week in sport that has gone by.
Bit's been happening.
It's been happening. And, I mean, got a bit of stick, us Aussies, for one bloke that may or may not have, obviously innocent until proven guilty, be in a bit of strife over there in the States.
I know. It's not good, is it?
Yeah, it's not good. That's not good. But I'm not sure if if you listen to the Rogue Bogues, it came up in their basketball pod that he does with the I can't remember the other bloke, but
no, I haven't.
Guy. And like, Bogey's talked about. He said, "Mate, I've seen it all. It's pretty eye opening when you first get over there." He said, but he goes, I've seen what they used to call what they call basketball groupies, where they'll just wait. One team will leave the hotel and another team will roll in for a game the next day, and these groupies just sit there in the lobby waiting for the hoopers to roll in to try and just latch onto their arm. And he's also seen where a teammate has let one of them just stay in his room while he's gone to shoot around or something. He's come back and the whole room's empty. There's not one thing left in the room.
The thirst trap Sauce, as they say. It's just the thirsty. They're thirsty. They love it.
We got to be careful.
No, I'm not making any jokes about that person. When we get to the fucking topic, we'll talk about it. He's probably going to get the what. Anyway, so could be a few lemons on tonight's show. But Global, Adam, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. They apparently hooked up at a club, says Global. Brett says, sounds like stalking to me. Arrest them. Hooked up at a club. I don't know the story. All right. I do know the story, but there's so many different abbreviations of the story out there. The story is, we can start there. We'll start with Giddy. He's obviously had sexual relations with a minor, saying that she's allegedly. 15. Allegedly she's a junior at a high school. I don't know. I've also seen other reports that he was with a minor, but she was 16 or 17. He was 19 at the time, and in the state where he was going out with that girl and doing whatever he was doing, it's not illegal type situation. So I don't know. I can't. I can't fucking
we can't comment really anymore until we find out more.
Josh Kitty. Oh no. Oh, Vinny, we're well. I worry about talking about these types of topics on this pod because it gets out of control very, very quickly, and it's very, very rumble territory where we could venture. But
I'll tell you what has actually been on fire out of this is the memes that have been floating around. Just the Giddy with the under 18 on. A new jersey under 18, and there was another. There's another one where you've got Karl Malone passing the torch over to Giddy, which is just Look, people have had fun with it. I'm not gonna lie, and the memes have been quite hilarious. I did see Lamine James also edited a PSA label and said something on it. So, people have been having an absolute ball.
The internet, they say, Sauce, is undefeated. It never loses the internet. So if you stuff up,
I'm well aware.
It's game over.
Well aware.
But
well aware. Thank you, Manny Flores, who puts me on sleeping all over Instagram when he screenshotted me from one of our late night off the grids.
I don't think you need to worry. I don't know if I got the image on here still. You don't need to worry because the internet is still undefeated. So there it is.
We got the get back.
It is undefeated, that's for sure. In saying that, if you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, you're a bit worried about what's happening there with Giddy. But at the same time, you got that many draft picks at your ball club, and you said something to me last night, and you're not too far off. I know it's very, very early on, and you're not saying that it's a guarantee. It's speculative, and you said it could happen over time. But you mentioned one thing about the one guy in that Oklahoma team, and you said Chet Holmgren has the potential to be better than Victor Wembanyama. I want you to get into it, mate. This team's good.
Look, I'd have to see a bit more from Wemby, but I mean, what I've seen from Chet and his ability, his shooting ability, the handles on him, once he can put a bit more size, and I don't know if that he has that in him to put a little bit more size onto him, he could just be a bit stronger.
I reckon he will.
You know, obviously in that game where he versus Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid had his way with him, but you also got to think Chet got his get back. He had pull up threes and behind the back step back jumpers. Like the stuff he's doing is, for a guy that size, it's unbelievable. And look, I also did say I wouldn't be surprised if, they choose to obviously build around Chet and SGA, and maybe Giddy might be a trade piece should he get his act together and, put together a bit more consistent basketball like he had last season. He could potentially, be on the trading block to get some pieces in around there. And this team, look, this team could actually, be playing playoffs on a regular basis, a lot sooner than you think. So, look, they look really good. Obviously, I love SGA. He's an absolute baller. So, but yeah, I believe Chet could be better than Wembanyama. I need to see a little bit more from Wemby. Like there are times where it does look a little bit, bizarre in terms of a certain play that he does, but he needs a bit more time to develop. And I'll be interesting to see if Pop can get the best out of him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Have to wait and see. Because I'm in the boat of if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm like, mate, Wemby's our future. Just let him get the reps in now. We ain't going to win shit this season. Mate, who cares if he takes 25 shots a game? Who cares? Like, who
They've got some good
cares?
young players on that team, man. Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell and So Chan. We've spoken about it multiple times, mate. They've got some really good young pieces on that team. This man here, Sauce, you need to stick around, Andrew, because don't worry. We almost did forget. We're not going to lie, but we didn't. In the AFL draft, we're going to cover that in about 5-10 minutes time. All right, so stick around. I know you love your footy, and we're going to go through it. And there's certain players you want me to mention on the show, and I'm going to mention them. Don't worry, I'm going to mention them. All right, don't you worry about that. Other teams that have been surprising, obviously Minnesota, number one in offense and defense in the league at the moment. They're just balling out. They're just killing it. Absolutely killing it. So well done to them. Ant-Man is the real deal, as you keep saying. Oklahoma in second, Denver third.
That team will go nowhere because of Cat. I'm telling you right now. Come playoffs, if they make playoffs and that, Cat's soft as butter, and it will get found out in the playoffs.
I believe you. Phoenix in the 4th seed in the West, doing pretty well. Inconsistency, clearly they haven't got all their stars humming. Sacramento 6th. Houston has been the surprise packet so far in the West with 8 wins. They're sitting in the 7th seed. Lakers in the 8th seed. Got blown out by 40 today by the Philadelphia 76ers. They were terrible. We're not going to get into it. I just brought it up because you're a Lakers fan. I felt like just reiterating it. Zion's been playing really well for the Pelicans. They ended up losing to Utah today, but he's been balling. He's playing pretty well, to be honest. Golden State down into the 10th. The Clippers lose again today to Denver without Jokic. They lost that game, Sauce. Yes, they did. Yeah, they lost.
How do you lose to them without the Joker? With what?
And no Murray too. Murray's injured. I should look at the stats in that game. Get up,
Who came up
mate.
big?
We're gonna
Who
get, mate.
came
We're
up
gonna
big?
get sponsored. Listen here, AI Score. Sponsor this podcast, mate,
Yeah,
because
AI
I'm telling
scores
you,
best scores app. I'm telling you,
I'm
best.
telling you. I
It's
wish
got
it'd tell
everything.
me. I wish it'd tell me how many notifications I got here. Like I keep saying to you, I wake up on a Saturday morning or 100 notifications. And I'm not exaggerating. 100. Every time there's an Al Nassr goal or an Al Nassr goal cancelled or Ronaldo scores and end of the half, I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right, they lost by 9, source. Reggie Jackson led the way with 35, 5, and 13 assists. Colwell Pope. Is that the Andre Jordan put up 21 and 13 against the Clippers, source?
He wanted
With
that get
5
back with his
assists.
old team.
All my days. And then Zeke Naji 8 off the bench. Straw the 9 off the bench. Watson. Let's go to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard had 31, 8, and 3. Well. No surprise here. Playing a lazy 37 minutes, going 2 of 13 from the field. Paul George had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. James Harden took only 7 shots in this game, source. Played a lazy 36 minutes and went 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Zubac went 23 and 14, so a big game for Zubac. Mann went 5 and 3, 0 assists for him. Westbrook had 14 and 11 with 3 assists off the bench. Shot over 50%, Westbrook. And then we had Nick Powell had 10 off the bench. Daniel Tice and
Kawhi
PJ
play?
Tucker. Yeah, Kawhi had 31, 8, and 3. He led all players on the court for the Clippers. That is horrific.
That is a bad loss.
That's a very bad loss.
Mate, the bookies had him at like $1.19 favorite or something like that.
There's another guy that played today. We're going to go have a look at his stats. 33, 2, and 9 for Tyrese Halliburton. Always got to have a look at him. Saucy's boy. I'll tell you who I'm going to give a shout out to, ladies and gentlemen, and that's my boy, all right, yesterday. And that's Cole Anthony, all right? Had 30 off the bench for the Magic, 37 and 7. My team, the Magic, balling out. My boy Cole Anthony's been playing really well. At least I got one right, Source. I got one.
Hey, you know, want to know something? Actually, props. Actually, you know, now that you mention him, props to that. Yeah, because usually what happens, a guy gets the contract. What happens, Dom? Goes backwards. Yeah, he's got the contract and he's actually playing better now that he's being paid than he did last season. So props to Cole Anthony.
And he's good off the bench because he's actually good enough to start. But he's a starter coming off the bench, bro.
He could win 6 man of the year.
He is exactly
go and make the playoffs. He could win 6 man of the year.
He's that good. This guy. I'm not saying he's James Harden. Yeah, all right. Before anyone fucking jumps the gun, all right. He's not James Harden, but he's a good enough equivalent to come off the bench. If you've got a guy that's putting up 30 off your bench, and he had 21 the game before off the bench.
He's put up good numbers this season.
It's a good 6 man. That's what James Harden was doing when Oklahoma made the finals against the Heat with KD and Westbrook. And then he wanted the bag, and then they broke up the trio. But in saying that, James Harden is a good player, mate. So he deserved to get paid when he went to Houston. That's for sure. But interesting stuff. They're doing really good things in Orlando. They are sitting in the 3rd seed in the East. Boston, of course, on top. Kristaps Porzingis, injured source. No surprise. We said it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. This guy is very good at playing the game of basketball when he's healthy. But for him to stay healthy, it's like Anthony Davis over at the Lakers, mate. For anyone to think you can get 82 games out of a season and have them for 82 games of the season, you have rocks in your head. As simple as that. There's going to be a time where they're going to get hurt. It's unfortunate. That's just the game with those big guys. Unfortunately. OKC nearly have as many firsts as North last week in terms of picks. Grizz going good without Glock Morant. Yep, they are sitting second last, 3 wins. As I kept saying, I said 2. Funnily enough, Source, we didn't cover any sport last week on this show. All right, we had a straight round table episode. All right. They've now played 16 games. Morant comes back in 4. And they are, as we like to say, playoffs is from the 10th seed onwards. They are still only 5 games out of the play-in.
They can turn that around. Easy.
Mate, there's still 60 games left. I told you they will finish in the 6th seed. That's what I said, didn't I? It's a bit big stretch by me saying they're going to finish 6th, but fuck. See if they can put my money where my mouth is there. Milwaukee in 4th, the Heat in 5th, Knickerbockers in 6th, Indiana with your boy Hallie Sauce playing good basketball in 7th, followed by the Cavs, Atlanta, Brooklyn take out the last playing spot there in 10th. Toronto in 11th. LaMelo Ball got injured. He's actually been very, very good, and he got injured yesterday.
Yeah, he has been good. But no, I think I just looked up. He's been cleared of any. He's had X-rays, cleared of any fractures or anything. So I think it's just probably bruising. He probably miss a couple of games. They'll manage it. Yeah, he'll miss a few games. They'll probably manage it. He'll be wearing a moon boot for a bit. There's probably a bit of bruising and swelling around the ankle. Once that calms down, he'll probably be back on the court. So look, he might miss a few games, which might mean he misses a week and a half or 2 weeks potentially. So yeah, which is better, obviously better than a break, which would instantly be 8 to 12 weeks out.
Yeah, definitely. Bulls are the worst offense and defense in the league for the month. So they're in 13th, Washington in 14th, and Detroit in 15th, the last seed in the East, stinking it up. Global says there are some ripper young fellas in the NBA projected to go really high in the NBA draft next year. If you've got some names, drop them in. We'll give them a shout out, and we can have a look at who some of these players are. But anyone else stuck out to your source? I reckon that's pretty much it. Teams are just humming along. Very early stages still in the season. The play-in tournament, the playoffs are coming up in, I think, the next few weeks. And it's going to be crowned champion, in-season champion. Play-in champion gets announced, I think, in a week's time, I think. But teams that made it, Indiana, Milwaukee, Orlando, Lakers, Pelicans, Kings, Suns. NBA in-season tournament playoffs, a ranking of second-place teams. Oh, and the Knicks made it as the wild card, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure how it fucking works. Let's go to fixtures. Maybe it'll tell me. On AI Score. We need that. I want that sponsor source from AI Score. That doesn't give me the fixtures. Anyway, that's it for the basketball. We'll keep you, obviously, in the loop over the next few weeks on that front. Saucy, let's jump into the AFL National Draft. We're going to run through this. We'll go through the first few picks. Obviously, we cover the top 10. And with the number 1 pick, West Coast Eagles, no surprise, they took Harley Reid from the Bendigo Pioneers.
Should have gone over there.
No, I'm happy with who we got, mate. Don't worry. I'm happy. I'm being very, very serious. I'm very, very happy with North Melbourne selections. Number 2, Colby McKercher from the Tassie Devils, mate. Launceston Football Club over to the North Melbourne Football Club. Very, very happy with that selection. Jed Walter went pick 3 to the Suns. Pick 4, future player for the Essendon Football Club to North Melbourne was Zane Dersma, Xavier Dersma's brother, who just recently went to the Bombers. He's, in terms of comparison with brothers, as they say in football, he's Nick Dacos to what Josh Dacos is when they talk about it. He's the better brother. We're lucky to get him. He's a great footballer, and hopefully putting him in the side with McKercher, we get some decent results. I'm going to make a big statement about North Melbourne early, source, very, very early. And we'll see how that fares. I'll back it up going into the preseason next year as well. Nick Watson went pick 5 to the Hawks. Eastern Rangers. Riley Sanders to the Dogs. Caleb Windsor to the D's. Daniel Curtin over to the Crows. Ethan Reed to the Suns. Saucy And the Bombers picked up Nate Caddy. He's a very, very good footballer. I went to Parade College, Source. I watched him play a lot of football this year, Nate Caddy, and he is a fine footballer. That's all I'm saying. He's very good. You should be happy with that selection. Connor O'Sullivan in 11 to the Cats. Phoenix Gothard to the Giants in 12th. Colton Tholstrup to Melbourne with the 13th pick. Jake Rogers to the Suns 14th. Jordan Croft, who I got to actually watch play football. He went to Maribyrnong Park. That was his high school. He went to the Dogs. He's a decent footballer. Will Green to the Swans with 16. James Leake to the Giants in 17. Darcy Wilson to the Saints in 18. Will McCabe to the Hawks with 19. Taylor Goad to North Melbourne with pick 20. And now that's the first 20 picks. Now let's just go to all the North Melbourne picks. Pick 22, Will Dawson to North. Pick 23 to Riley Hardiman to North Melbourne. Who else we got? Any more Essendon picks? Lumon Lual to the Essendon Bombers with pick 39. Shout out to Luke Lloyd. Pick 42 went to De La Salle College. Over to the Lions. Who else have we got here? Archie Roberts to the Bombers. Pick 54. Cal Shadir, St. Bede's boy. Over to Hawthorn, pick 56. I've missed someone here. That's actually a very decent player. Where is he? Port Adelaide picked him up. What the? Archie Roberts, Will Lawrence, Oliver Wiltshire to the Cats, pick 61.
So, Doma, look, we don't really care about 61, these picks, right?
I care about 61. He went to St. George Geelong. I care about those players. They're the only ones I care about. I don't care about anyone else.
Well, so tell me, literally, what's your prediction? Who are going to be the best players out of this draft?
Caddy's going to be very good. Caddy's going to be very good. Dersma will be good. Jed Walter will be very good. I reckon we could get a very good draft. A very good draft. Curtin's meant to be a gun for the
Stack
Crows. I reckon.
Is it going to be a what was the big stack draft? Was it 2004 where it had a whole bunch of players?
It was a 05 with Hodge and all those guys.
Yeah. Well, we need that new group of talent coming through.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a pretty good draft. A pretty good draft Source. Yeah. So, good luck to everyone with your selections for your team. Hopefully they come on and they're the future of your football club, mate. And they don't leave after 1 year. That's all I'm saying. When you're a high pick.
We got Dersma coming, so.
Yeah, potentially.
I was stirring up a North supporter about that today. I said, yeah, that's all right. He'll be at us after 2 years,
Jeez. Brett said your pick was like pick 29. Luamon Lual had the smallest hands at the combine, 18.5 centimeters.
Oh, they use Grippo.
Jack, South Australian boy, went to West Coast second round. Some Supercoach rookies go the Crows. Yeah, Curtin's a good get for the Crows in the top 10. He's going to be a good player, I think. Yeah.
Well, don't worry about that because when the time comes, we know Dom's going to set up the Supercoach League again next season. So he'll give
almost win it and almost win it again. Matt, I got to sort out something for Matt's card shop, mate. Fuck, I completely forgot about that.
Oh, Dom, you're in charge.
And we saw him at Hobby Hangout. Damn, I'll sort something out for him. I'll buy him a Footy Stars pack, $3.
That's horrendous.
Nah, I've got I'll give him a nice Dustin Martin card. I think he's a Richmond supporter, isn't he?
Yes,
he's a Richmond supporter. Anyway, my little mini prediction for North Melbourne next year, Source. I think next year is the year. We're not going to make finals. I'm not saying anything outlandish. No, we might not win 5 games. Potentially not. I don't know. But next year is the year. that we are a bit like Hawthorn. I think you're not going to want to play North Melbourne in terms of like we could have games where we might pinch it. We might not win. We might win 3 games, but we'll lose a lot of games by maybe 3 goals, 2 goals, push teams a bit.
Fade out at the end of the game.
Yeah, fade out at the end of the game. Actually show some promise, I think, next year. I'm telling you, if guys like Wardlaw come on, oh my God. You seen Wardlaw play against Essendon, mate.
Yeah,
You were even in disbelief at how good he was in his like 5th game or 4th game, whatever the hell it was. He dominated. He just tore everyone to shreds. Don't forget about Braden George having a very good preseason. Most rated him a top 10 talent last year. That's it, mate. Get them all in. Stockpile. We've got the Messiah down there. Not the arse Messiah. We've got Alistair Clarkson. That Messiah. He's down there. I don't know. We'll see what happens, mate. It's just, it could be another long season for both of us. There's going to be so much riding on your football club too, Sauce, because all the guys you've brought in, the talk of the town is going to be Essendon going into next season, and I already know what's going to happen. It is going to just fall like a lead balloon, and you're going to sit there and just fucking laugh your head off on this podcast and just be like, you guys got sucked in.
Hey, all I've got to say to every Essendon supporter out there is, mate, the glass is half full for me always until I see otherwise. It's always.
I'll celebrate North Melbourne when I'm sitting at the G 1 year when we're playing in a grand final and the final siren goes, and we're running to hug each other because we just won a premiership. That's when I'll lose the plot over North Melbourne. Whether that's in 5 years, 20 years, or in 50 years' time, I don't know when it's going to be, Sauce, but that's when I'll get freaking pumped up, mate. The lid is never coming off. I know they say never, but the lid's not coming off. I'll just sit here, be like, yeah, we've won shit. We can go. You know what it's like, St Kilda that season, 20 games in a row, didn't lose a game, all this stuff, Saints, and it was all for what? Nothing, because you lost in the grand final, and no one remembers your unbeaten seasons. No one gives a shit about that. If you're holding the trophy at the end, that's all people care about. Are you the Premier? That's all they care about. All they're going to remember from this year is the Collingwood Football Club standing up on that stage, holding up the trophy. You can say whatever you want. This happened, that happened. They didn't deserve to win, or that team should have been there. We should have been there. We were robbed. But at the end of the day, it's Collingwood Football Club that get to celebrate, mate, till the start of the next season. That's sport.
Exactly.
That's sport.
Exactly.
Is James Hird back in the mix yet at Essendon? Well, clearly not, because they're still shit. If he was back there, mate, they'd be dominating. They'd be taking jabs in the arse every week. And
back on the peptides, mate.
Adam says, could be this weekend, Doma? AFLW, Roos versus Lions.
Yeah, they're in the granny, the women.
Yeah, good on them, mate. I'll support them. I'm happy. They win. Yeah, I'm not going to be crying if we win that premiership. That's all I'm saying. There won't be tears of joy run. I'll be happy. No, it's no disrespect. I follow the team. I don't actively watch it. That's just me. Like, I can't watch everything. Like the A-League. You reckon I watch the A-League? No. I choose to watch the Saudi League. People call me fucking stupid. Guess what? It's 10 times better, mate. It's a top 5 league in the world. That's why I watch it. And the Siuuu scores every week. So, like, why aren't you watching it? Had to get it in there. We're moving on. Straight into the EPL, Sauce. Straight onto the EPL.
Mate.
We need the results first because it's getting tight at the top.
It's getting tight.
I'll bring up the ladder too.
Falling in a heap. Mate. The injuries have have caught up. I think one game they only had like 6 players on the bench.
I've got a comment there to make, Sauce, about the Spurs. We've all got comments to make this week. Now, Fulham defeated Wolves 3-2. Where are we? City, Liverpool play out a draw. Good result for Liverpool, to be honest. Bournemouth 3-1 over Sheffield. Brighton 3-2 over Nottingham. Newcastle smacked Chelsea 4-1. Reece James gets sent off in that game. Luton defeat Crystal Palace 2-1. Great win for them. West Ham 2-1 winners over Burnley. Saucy is very happy because Arsenal defeat Brentford, and it was this man that got the job
Finally
done.
did something. Finally did
There,
something.
there he is. Kai Havertz got the job done. An absolute muppet. Is that going to come off now? Yeah. On top of the table there, Villa beat Tottenham, as Saucy said. They go down 2-1. And Manchester United 3-0 against Everton. Mind you, Sauce, the one game I don't get up for because, it's 3:30. It's a terrible time. Terrible time. 3:30 a.m. The one game I don't get up for, mate, Garnacho is going to win the Puskas for the goal he scored.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. Absolute cracker. And he knew it as well.
I've got it here too. If you haven't seen it, we've brought this video here side by side with Wayne Rooney, who scored a bicycle kick against Man City in a Manchester derby. Mind you, we'll talk about Nani in a second because the blatant disrespect. I love when Sauce talks about some of these old players because, when you watch the Premier League for so long. Anyway, have a watch of this. It's the top one.
Oh, class.
Oh, I just love it.
Got the side by side. Show it again. And the Rooney one down the bottom. Yep. Mate, the Garnacho, I've got to say the Garnacho one might actually be better. It's further out.
Yeah, I know. It's unreal.
And he just gave the Siuuu. He gave the Siuuu in respect to Ronaldo.
You might actually give a lemon here, Sauce, to someone. Arturo Vidal. Did you see his comments?
No.
He actually slandered and gave criticism to Garnacho because he did the Siuuu. Mind you, Arturo Vidal is a guy that played at Barcelona alongside Lionel Messi. So he wouldn't be the biggest fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, full stop. And the fact that Garnacho is Argentinian, he's probably not happy at the fact that Garnacho's favorite player is Cristiano Ronaldo, not Lionel Messi. But besides the point, he said, great goal, but he shouldn't have made it about Ronaldo. He has to find his own identity. He shouldn't have done that celebration. He said it took away from his goal because he made it about something else when he should have done his own celebration so everyone remembers that goal for him. Mate, I'm not thinking about the goal going, fuck, did you say Garnacho did a Siuuu after he kicked the scissor kick? I'm going, mate, he scored a scissor kick. He's kicked the best goal, mate, of the season.
What is he talking about? What is that logic? I actually respect that he does the Siuuu. He's in Manchester United. He's playing left wing, Ronaldo's old position. He couldn't be any more iconic.
With Ten Hag as the coach who ran Cristiano out of the club as well. That makes it even better.
Mate, because Garnacho knows that he should be playing left wing and Ronaldo should be down the middle still, right? Or he should be playing right wing and Rashford should be on the left, whatever it is. But Ronaldo should still be at the club, Anyway, I think it's, I don't think it's a bad thing,
And he wears 17 Sauce.
There you go.
Which was Ronaldo's number, mate.
7?
Yes.
There you go.
Matty Tape says has to agree with that, with Arturo Vidal. Brett says Arturo Vidal looks very credible if you're going purely on appearance.
Hey, he's still floating around Arturo Vidal. Plays in the Brazilian Serie A league. Still going.
He should go play in the Saudi league, mate. I want everyone to go play.
He should. He probably will. Man.
Seriously. Fantastic goal. United win 3-0. What can I say?
It's against Everton.
I didn't watch the game. My mate watched the game. He came and said to me, he goes, Dom, we didn't take another shot, not shot on goal, on target, shot for 60 minutes after the Garnacho goal. So I did say 2 weeks ago or last week we'd lose to Everton, behind my logic, we scored a penalty, which was the second shot on goal, and then we scored a rubbish goal late in the game. But if we don't kick the worldie, we don't kick and don't get the penalty, apparently Everton were all over us, mate, and had opportunities to score. So Ten Hag also said he's getting rid of 13 players at the end of the season, 4 of which are going to go in January, or 5 in January.
Varane and him have
He's out.
broken
He's gone.
relationships.
Casemiro
he's
gone. He wants to get rid of trade Casemiro too. I'm being serious. So in January,
Casemiro's going to Saudi. He's going to Saudi.
He's going to go play Al Nassr with Ronaldo, or go play at Al Ittihad with Benzi, one of those teams. Lindelof, Van der Beek, Johnny Evans, Sancho, and one other. He wants to probably be Varane now, all to be gone in January. Just January. And then another 7 to 8 players to go after that source at the end of the season. So he's turning over the whole roster. But my question to you, ladies and gentlemen out there, is who is he bringing into the football club? That is my question.
Man, he brought in his guys and he doesn't even play his own guys. He brought in Malakia and he doesn't even play him.
Malakia is injured. But Lisandro Martinez he brought in was good. He got injured. Anthony has been under par besides the first month of when he brought him in.
Mate,
so he brought him in.
People on social media bloody trying to say Anthony is, what did he say? He's
better than Nani.
Yeah, mate, not better than Nani, but Anthony is Nani is who he thinks he is, right? And I'm just like, mate, the disrespect to Nani. Like, if you even watched any of the Premier League or watched some of the golden years of United, mate, Nani was an absolute beast and he scored some great goals and he was an absolute gun off the right wing, right, for United. Anthony's good, but he's not on the same level as Nani. Nani in his prime. I mean, Anthony has gone from Dutch league to obviously the best league in the world, one of the hardest leagues, or if not the hardest league, and has failed miserably. Yeah, Nani came from Portuguese league, came to United, and helped them win the treble. So there's a difference, yeah.
It's just a little bit different. Tiny bit. All right, let's get to the fixtures for next week. Arsenal, Wolves, Brentford, Luton, Burnley, Sheffield, Nottingham, Everton. Oh, geez. Newcastle versus Manchester United. Wow.
Big game. Is that at their home?
Oof. It is.
You might put that down as a loss. They're playing good.
Oh, yucky. Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea, Brighton, Liverpool, Fulham, West Ham, Palace. And I tell you what, could go from bad to worse for Ange Postecoglou because he's playing at Etihad Stadium against Manchester City this week, source. And I'm going to make the call on Tottenham. We said one thing about Tottenham that could restrict them when they were on top of the table. We said this probably about a month ago when they'd won about 5 in a row. It's all well and good now, but they are literally Arsenal from last year before January. They've got zero depth. So if one guy was to go down, and as we've seen, 2 or 3 guys have gone down, they've got no depth. So you're literally clawing just to survive in games. So, and that's where he's at the moment. And he's doing a great job with what he's got. He is doing a great job, but it's going to be tough.
Reinforcements come January. He can't actually have January come quick enough. He needs few holes.
Here's
in that thing.
Here's the here is the table quickly because it is very, very tight at the top. Arsenal is on top at the moment, so Source is very, very happy. Arsenal on top, Man City second, Liverpool third, equal with Villa in fourth. Goal difference separates them. Fifth is Tottenham. And surprise, surprise, United is 2 games out of top spot. Yes, I can't believe that is the case, but we are.
Hey, you should be happy because that means where's Chelsea?
10th. They are.
Oh, there you go.
They are 3 games behind us.
Yeah, 3 games. There you go. So at the moment, Manny's losing.
Manuel is in a bit of trouble. All right. We're not done yet, man, because the best league in the world, mate. Saudi Pro League. Results this week. Ali against Shabab 0-0. Fateh Faya. Faya wins 1-0. Al Waida defeat Khalij 3-1. Damak defeat Abba 4-2. Al Halal beat Al Hazem 9-0. Source. What a joke.
How many did Mitri score?
He only scored 1. Malcolm had a hat trick in this one. Milinkovic Savic scored off the bench. Altay defeat Al Raid 4-3. Etifak and Itihad play out a 1-1 draw. Al Tawun lose to Al Riyadh 2-1. And Al Nassr defeat Al Aqdud 3-0 with a brace from Ronaldo and a goal from close to halfway by him. So, no comment. Games this week: Abba Ali, Riyadh Hazem, Itihad Khalij, Faya Damak, Aqdud Etifak, Fateh Tay, Shabab Tawun, Al Raid Al Waida. And the big game this week, 5 a.m. on the 2nd. I think that's Saturday morning.
Yep, Saturday morning.
Is Al Halal versus Al Nassr.
Oh, big game.
The top of the table clash.
5 a.m. What? 5 a.m. Saturday morning.
5 a.m. Saturday morning.
Mate, that one could be on 10. It might be on 10.
It is on
play.
10. All the games are on 10. All the Halal, all the Nassr, all the Ali, all the Itihad games, all on 10 play.
Oh, might have to get up
they are 4 points behind Al Halal, Al Nassr. So 4 points behind.
So big. If they can get a result here, they'll be massive for them.
It'll be huge. So tune in for that one. All right, Source. F1 season over. Max Verstappen, wins again. 53 wins. What did we say, Source? If he won the last 3 races, he is now officially standalone 3rd position in all-time race wins in the history of the sport. With 53, he surpassed Sebastian Vettel, who's got 52. Michael Schumacher is next with 91, and then Lewis Hamilton, who potentially could be his teammate next year, according to rumors floating about that Hamilton's going to. I don't believe it for a second, but he's got 101, doesn't he? 101 or something. Wins are 102. So there you go, Source. He's 3rd all time. It was a great season for about 50% of it. And then when you win a title with about 6 races left, it's boring as shit. What's the point in tuning in? Like, the cars were meant to help the sport. It really hasn't done anything at the moment. So.
Remember the talks, the equalisation, this and that.
It was good. It was good for the first 5 weeks. It was. It really was. Of course, we need to get to something which is probably the biggest news of the week. All right, Source. I know back in the day, you and I, 15 years ago, 14 years ago, we were watching WWE, mate. And the biggest news of the week was that this guy here, after 10 years, CM Punk, returned to the WWE in what pretty much broke the internet on the weekend. He returned to Survivor Series the same time as Randy Orton, who was out for a year and a half. But this guy here, unbelievable. So we just got to give him a shout out because it's CM Punk, mate. Because if you know Sauce and I, he always spoke out against the man. He was like the next thing to what Stone Cold. He was the modern day Steve Austin for the WWE. Just spoke his mind. Did not give a shit. With his pipe bomb segment, we used to hold the microphone upside down and just used to abuse the company and everyone. I love it. Everyone hated him in the locker room. This is like real life stuff. People actually hated him in the locker room because he was just that good. And he was just like, just do your job and shut up. Stop whinging. Like, he's nuts. But he's back, Source. How good's that? Might actually get me watching WWE again with this guy back. So,
There's been a few comebacks. I mean, The Rock came back for a little
stint
episode and little stint.
Batista's come back here and there, but
a few of the Hollywood stars, especially with the writer strike and stuff like that. So,
but that's ended now. That ended.
Yeah, that's ended now.
So The Rock, there was talks of him coming back, but now the writer strike's ended. He's going to go back and make some more shit films. So, yeah, good luck to him. I'm throwing it to you. It's time for UFC.
It is time for UFC, and if you don't know, now you know. UFC is sponsored by the best soap in the business, Roll Clean Soap. Head to www.rollclean.com.au and use the code double coverage at checkout for 20% off your first order. Don't be this guy in the gym, roll in with confidence and destroy the competition. Talk about competition, Doma. Now, before I even kick off the UFC, right, I'll bring this up. I haven't even got the UFC up because I'm actually a bit more pumped about this weekend, which is bang. There it is. Bare Knuckle FC this weekend, December the 2nd, right? I don't know what that is, what that equals to our time zone. I wouldn't have a clue, right? But work it out for yourself.
I'll try and find it.
Headlined by Mike Perry versus Eddie Alvarez. It's going to be absolutely massive. You got Rothwell versus Duffy. You got Ferreira versus Rowdy Beck Rawlings, the Aussie. You got Stewart versus Davies and Adam versus Terrell. I believe that is underneath the little buy tickets. But BKFC, it'll be absolutely cracker. I don't know how much the pay-per-view is. I think it could be like $50 or something. But you download the app and then it will be absolutely cracker viewing. Let me just tell you, it's going to be a cracker because Eddie Alvarez was great fighting last time, and Mike Perry's an absolute brawler. So definitely tune into this this weekend. It'll be blood flying everywhere.
So it's Sunday, December the 3rd for us here in the UK and Australia. I'm trying to get exclusive ExpressVPN. What is this shit? Care about that, mate. Bare Knuckle Fighting live stream on KO. It says Sunday 3rd, 12 p.m. Australian time, 12 p.m. Prelim card begins at 11 a.m. And what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got a KO account, I'm going to open up KO right now, and I'll go and I'll type in Bare Knuckle FC in the search and see if it's a free event or it's paid. It might be paid through.
I think it might be paid, but
I'll have a look anyway.
You also might be able to find it on the realms of the internet. I'm not sure. I haven't looked.
You will, and if you're in the Double Coverage broadcast channel, you will find it on the realms of the internet. So. Just like the Ngannou versus Fury fight appeared in there.
Yeah. Oh, one of them, something. The Volk
one of them, something.
I don't know. But nonetheless, this weekend you have UFC Fight Night. Benil Dariush against Arman Takurian in the lightweight division, headlining starting from 11 a.m. Sunday, December the 3rd. Out of Austin in Texas, over there in the States. And then you've got the co-main event is Jalin Turner against Bobby Green in the lightweight division. Then you've also got Rob Font against Divison Figueroa. That will be a cracker. Sean Brady against Kelvin Gastelum. That will be a cracker. It's actually a really, really good card, ladies and gentlemen, for a fight night. So tune in. There's some cracking bouts, 11 a.m. this Sunday, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Check your local guides for the appropriate time for you. But definitely tune in. It'll be a cracking one. And I believe this should just be on if you got USC Fight Pass or if you've got KO or ESPN here in Australia, it will be on that for free.
Perry v Alvarez is a pay-per-view via KO. Sunday 2 p.m. it says on here.
Did it tell you how much it costs you? Just for people playing at home?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Look, one thing I will say about this, like You know, I wanted to watch the Nikita Zoo fight last week. I mean, you go on there, it's like $69 or something. It's just something stupid to pay for the pay-per-view.
Hey, if you're
Like, I
spending
just don't understand. Like,
$360 a year on KO, mate, you should be fucking getting all the pay-per-views for free.
I don't know. I just find it hard to justify to pay $69 for a single off pay-per-view. I don't understand why they aren't making it more affordable. I mean, you make that $24.95. I'm telling you, more you'd get more people buying it. You know, because it's $24, $24.95, that number.
It
You
hasn't
know,
got
I
the
just
cost. It's just got the Edwards versus Covington. It's $60 for a UFC pay-per-view. Fuck. That's crazy, man. $60. Fuck. Insane, bro. Mental. Absolutely crazy.
go through some of the comments, Donna.
I will. They must throw some money at him because he said the past he would never work with WWE again. I mean, they told him he was fired on his wedding day. Yes, they did. CM Punk's failed UFC career can be directly linked to his non-use of roll clean. Completely agree, Brett. Knuckles getting dusted for sure. Kat just said, shit, we'll get boys soap sorted ASAP. No worries. We should be paid to watch Platinum Perry fight, says Brett. You have to make a party of it, invite people around, all chip in, have a good night watching fights. Yeah, it's a good call. Maddie?
Which is what I've done in the past. I made a mine. He'll put on the spit. We, you know, buy the UFC event and we go around there on a Sunday if it's a good time, you know, and people are free. So we have done that in the past, which is what I do when I can get, you know, organize something with my mates. And that's what we do. But
we got to,
like, it just can't. That can't happen every week. You know, that can't happen every main event. So it's difficult. And then if you still want to watch it or have time, or you have time, or you're there and you're like, yeah, I can watch it, then it costs you $70 on your own. Jeez.
Also, next week we'll have to do the gold pack, Maddie's gold pack battles. Monday, I'll grab them off you at basketball.
I gotta find mine. I don't know. They're in the bag downstairs. So
yeah, easy. We'll sort it out next week, Maddie. We'll get them done on the show next week. We'll jump into hobby talk. We're just going to jump straight into it. The code for Mint Collectables at the moment is inactive. We're gonna in talks with them, probably reusing a different code every few weeks. Unfortunately, some bot accounts and stuff got onto it, and they start putting it through the system and shit. So what I'm going to do is I'm in talks with them every few weeks. It'll update and stuff. So don't worry. There will be codes coming out. So, but in the meantime, definitely jump on their website. Go have a look at mintcollectables.com.au. I'm not putting the code up because I know if I put it up and someone watches this, even that I've said it's not going to work, people will always try to put it in anyway and be bitterly disappointed. But just jump over to their website. Go have a look at their singles. Go have a look at their product. Gauge your interest. See what gauges your interest, and then you can, once the new code comes, jump on there, purchase. Or if you see a bargain, mate, just buy it. Just buy it. They've got very competitive prices over there. I mean,
can I just say, piss off bots and stop ruining everything for everyone? You know, obviously there was the issue with bots, eating up stock across, select drops and
what are you talking about? Bots,
games
man,
and all that stuff.
What?
Right? When people try to tell us it's not bots.
There's no bots.
Yeah, remember that.
And you're in all these cook groups and they're saying, yeah, we just got all the allocation through bots, and everyone's like, oh no, it's fake news. What are you fucking on about, bro? We saw the comments firsthand and the pictures firsthand of all these guys that got the stock via bots. Unbelievable, man. These people are just lemons.
Yeah.
I just love
so
the fact
why do you have to ruin
listens.
everything for everyone? So obviously what they're doing is they're noticing or they're getting a they're using the code to get cheaper product or cheaper stuff under what they would consider retail, and then probably reselling it for that price. Cheeky buggers.
All right, Sauce, let's get into some topics here. There isn't much happening, but you know me, I like finding things because I like firing you up on a few things.
Here we go.
The first thing, which is going to come as no surprise to anyone that listens to the Double Coverage podcast. This is not the thing that's going to fire you up, but it might fire you up because there has been, Source, a downward trend on silver prisms. Silver prisms, as you know, there's about a bazillion of them in creation. The silver prism in particular for the great man himself, LaMelo Ball. So thank you. We'll give him credit where credit's due here. This is a good post, a bit of interesting. You got Cardladder here. Thank you to Shill Stocks for the post. Appreciate that very much. We'll just jump over and have a read. Would you buy the LaMelo Ball dip? I don't know if it's a dip. It's more like a crash. I don't know if you think it's going to go back up to this point here, which was in Jan 23. I don't think so. He's been on fire, blah, blah, blah. He did this. He's averaged this. Anyway, Ball's 2020 Prism rookie, silver, PSA 10, dropping 54% over the past year, most recently selling for $395. There you go. Any comments on that one?
I wouldn't be buying any silver prism. Card's not numbered. You know? Doesn't have an auto. What's special about it? There's probably 50,000 of them out there.
You wouldn't buy it? No? Let's go. Why is there a dip? He's been dominating, says this guy.
Well,
this sold for $6,500 at one point, said someone.
Yeah, because that's always happened when it's first to market. Some peanut pays too much.
Not for silvers, but numbered cards to 49 and rarer. Yes, this guy, he's speaking a bit more sense.
He's got a bit more sense.
This guy reckons great buying opportunity. The economy and market will come back eventually.
So when you're saying if the economy is going down and things are dropping, you're choosing to spend your money on fucking basketball cards. Like if you've got money and the economy is dropping, there'd be a lot better investments, or I don't want to use the investment because I don't see it as an investment. I see it as a basketball card, a piece of cardboard that you like to collect that can also light your cigarette should you light it on fire. I wouldn't be saying that's the best thing to buy. You know, there are probably better things to buy. There could be other stuff that's
regardless of that. Yeah. If you've got money to burn and you want to buy something, yeah, I understand that. Me personally, as I said last week on the roundtable episode, as I said to Jay, and I said to everyone in the room, let's just think about the money we are going to spend it on sports cards. Not what will we do with fucking $100,000, mate? Because if I had $100,000, I wouldn't be spending it on cards. It's just plain and simple. But if we were going to spend it on cards, I wouldn't be buying LaMelo silvers because they're going to go down even more. And when this becomes what is it at the moment? $395. When it becomes less than $100 card, eventually over time, and you want to add it to your PC, you can add it to the PC in a PSA 10 if you want to do that. Since this fired you up, I'm glad it fired you up, Source. A little bit. Marginally. Matty Tabe says, I couldn't give a shit about Prism. Full stop. Court Kings all the way. I completely agree. Better stock card. Better design card. Yeah. Is Jeff Wilson pumping him up again like Brock Purdy rookies? No, he's not. The next one, Source. I'm going to take this down because this is one of Source's biggest pet peeves, and he may or may not have gone up to someone that we know very well in the hobby at the hobby hangout and just said, mate, I wouldn't buy this card. Like, it's a piece of shit. Like, this card is rubbish. So my question to you, Saucy, would you rather have A Chet Holmgren 2022 Contenders Cracked Ice Auto to 25, PSA 10, auto, on card, auto, all right? Or a Michael Jordan 84 star BGS 7.5 and $2,000 in your pocket.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, the check card's really nice. It's numbered. It's got an on-card auto. But is he really worth 18,000? Same as, Michael Jordan's one of Michael Jordan's 3 rookie cards that he has. Well, according to Kenny Golden, he has 3. He's tried to flog off all 3 of them all at some point.
I can't believe this 84, 85 star card. Like, just in general, just for the point. I just want to make the point so we can just laugh just for a second. What's his rookie card? The 86 Fleer.
Yes.
His rookie card is the 86 Fleer, but this card came out 2 years before that card.
But it's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not that as aesthetically pleasing. That's why it's the 86, man. It's the 86, bro. The 86 sold for 700,000. Some peanut paid 700,000 in a PSA 10 for one.
Anyway, this is the dumbest. Those prices are bullshit. That's funny. Jordan 100%. MJ 16 chips can't compare. Oh. Who gives a fuck?
Robert Hurry 17.
The chips don't mean shit when it comes to cards. Why do I care about that?
Clearly not, because Tim Duncan stuff way undersells if that's the case.
The star rookie all day. Holmgren can have a Hall of Fame career, but never be a Jordan. That's fair.
Yeah, look. For the purpose of the show, I'm taking the Jordan. I've got to say it. I'm going to take the Jordan.
I'm taking Jordan for the purpose of the show because I get an extra $2,000 cash in my pocket, and with $2,000, I can go buy singles. If I'm putting it back in the hobby, singles. I'm not going into breaks. I'm going to go buy some singles of some autos of some players that I really, really like. Nice guys. You might get an Isaiah Thomas auto in there.
You could take the Jordan and then razz it for 20,000.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Then you razz it for 20. You razz it for 20 and there'd be lemons in there that razz it up to 25. They'd be like,
you flashlight it and you get 50,000.
Oh, what do you mean all the spots are bought in the Raz? Surely you just sell another 10,000 spots for $1 each. Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, I'll do that. Anytime, anything for all of you guys. And someone goes, I'll buy 5,000 spots at $1 each. I'm fucking telling you, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, I thought that was a pretty good one. I don't know what else they got here. They got Giannis's going up and Aaron Rodgers cards going down. Oh, that's Jordan Love, sorry. Banchero. Who else is here?
I mean, I love Banchero, but to pay $8,000 for a guy and he's seen him play one season.
This guy's card is overpriced at $15, mate. Oh, what's it at? Less than $10. It should be 50 cents.
What?
Bro, I wish, man. I wish, Adam. I should have bought Cole Anthony when I said Cole Anthony was going to be good because everyone else was looking at other guys. So, LaMelo on the trend, blah, blah, blah. South Australian Card Show spoke to Matty Tabe. 700 people through the doors. 700 plus people through the doors. Made for an awesome afternoon. So congrats to Steve and the team that put on that show in South Australia. If we can get there next year, I definitely will plan to go there. I'm definitely not making the one in March. I can guarantee you that much. I'll be touch and go for the hobby hangout. If it's the end of March or with the baby coming, like for me, I wouldn't have a clue. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen in March for me, April.
When's the next show, Matty? In March sometime. We'll let people know.
It's usually March.
But when you know the date, Matty, let me know because I might be able to come, as I said, if I plan ahead and you know things, then yeah.
Lucky last. Did you want to talk about fake cassettes being graded and sold and rinsed and repeated? It was so funny when you sent me this shit. I fucking pissing myself laughing.
You know what? Hang on. Let me get it up. Hang on a second.
I'm gonna go get this Cole. What is it? Cole Anthony National Treasures rookie.
Buy some time, Dom. Buy some time.
National Treasures rookie. This would just be. Oh, that's a nice card, man. Oh, that's actually nice. This is actually nice, man. Oh, look at this. Pop 1. Oh, it's a 10-10. Buy it now for 2,500. That's 1,700, 2,500, 400, 450. That's the nicest one I've seen so far. The one I just opened. I'll get to it in 2 seconds and see what else they got here. Oh, it is a nice card. That patch is filthy. Absolutely filthy. Here it is. Let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. To 25. Clutch factor. National Treasures. Cole Anthony.
I'd be interested to see what that goes for. It's probably not a bad time to sell for that seller. I mean, his stuff would be way down. It's a good if you wanted to collect him. He's actually a good time to collect him because he's the hype of his stuff's gone by a bit. So actually not a bad time. All right, Dom. I'm nearly ready.
Love it, Matty. I love it, Matty. Come down. We'll have a beer. Brett says was plenty of NBA and Pokemon at the SA show. He was there. There you go. It's a bit like the hobby hangout at the moment. So AFL stuff. Anyone want to report on that? A lot of AFL there because South Australia's got a big AFL community. The other guy that's actually dominating at the Magic is Franz Wagner. Oh, this is a nice card. I'll bring this up too quickly, Source. This is such a nice card, bro. Oh, this is so nice. Look at this bad boy. Oh. Have a look at that.
All right, Donna. All right, I'm ready to go.
Franz Wagner. All right, go for it.
So, scrolling across, Instagram, seen this. I'll see if I can zoom in a bit here. There we go. I've done the Doma, you beauty. All right, hang on. Stop. High-end collecting. This is a guy on Instagram who for high-end collecting. He talks about this: $100,000 to $300,000 of fake sealed vinyl sold on eBay for months. Guys, I've been silent on this, hoping grading companies would scare the resellers, but they continue to sell tens of thousands of copy of fakes each month. One seller has it documented in his feedback, and another is newer, and his reseals are some of the best I've seen. I cannot give names as the amount they are selling. They have the potential to sue me to silence me. Please get any high-end sealed vinyl or even partially sealed. They sell high-end partials and as well for a premium. Graded by a grading company and protect yourself and your money. Also make sure to pay with PayPal for 6 months protection. All right, that's that. And then there was a guy in the comments that said, this is the problem in sealed VHS as well. It's incredibly frustrating and has the power to ruin each hobby. So I'm not sure if people are aware, right? So obviously we know vinyls have, inherent value and stuff like that they have for a while. There's now VHS, people sealed VHS, and this
I didn't know you could grade vinyl, but
right? So you can grade this vinyl. So there's obviously someone who's doing dodgies, getting these resealed or figuring out how to make fake vinyls and of that look like originals, sealing them, getting them passed through grading companies that grade vinyls apparently, and are pretty much selling them as originals on eBay, right? So surprise, surprise, in another hobby, the same shenanigans is going on like we see in the card hobby on a regular basis, as we've seen with the Ronaldo sticker, and numerous other, other guys that have been caught out, doing fake PSA slabs, even people sending in, cards that are fake cards and getting
trim cards.
trim cards through BGS and PSA and all the grading companies, right? Same shit's happening in, vinyl records, VHS. It's just, I mean, it's just funny to see, Doma. Like, it's, just, you got to be careful, man. It's not that hard to get a resealing machine, especially for VHS and stuff. I mean, that stuff was just sealed with a basic plastic wrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you got a good enough, open one, what's to stop you resealing it and saying it's new sealed, get it graded, and then selling it to some sucker? And you've had it sitting in a, maybe you're a person who's been in the same house for 30, 40 years, and you still got all your old VHS in a bookshelf. They've been sitting there for years, right? There's hoarders out there, Doma. Oh, I can reseal this, and it's then graded, and it could be worth, an old, what we've seen, like old
Disney
ET,
ones.
Disney sell for tens of thousands. VHS, like, I mean, why wouldn't you have a crack and try dupe people? But then it just proves what a complete shambles the third-party authentication companies are. Just like in cards, they're a shambles. They can't detect trim. They can't detect Kurt's cum care. They can't detect, whatever else people, put on the cards and do to the cards. Sending fake cards, fake stickers. What are they good for? What are they good for?
I will always source, always bring it back to this. All right. Always. Because I bought this card and I bought it because it was a PSA 10 and because it's the GOAT and I bought it. But I will always say to people, if I was to sell this and someone said to me, that's not a PSA 10, because when I show you the reason why on this card, I've showed it on this show ages ago. I'll say, mate, they graded it a PSA 10, so it's a PSA 10. I don't care if you think it's a PSA 8. I don't give a fuck. Is it in a PSA 10? Does it say PSA 10 on the label? Stiff shit. That's what it is, mate. All right. Look at the centering on this card. Look how fat that edge is, and look how skinny that one is. On the back, it's harder to see, but look how fat those lines are next to Ronaldo, those 4 lines, and look how much skinnier those ones are.
Yeah. How did that get a 10?
And that's a PSA 10.
And that's a PSA 10 because Mr. Nat Turner said so.
When you spend less than 30 seconds on each card, we did the maths on this show for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's just, as we always say, you gotta be careful. You gotta do your research when it comes to anything. If if you're gonna decide to buy old vinyls and things, man, person on eBay has heaps of feedback.
You gotta know your shit, man.
Mate, who doesn't mean shit. Like, you got to do proper research. It's graded by a third-party authentication company. Doesn't mean shit. They, as we've seen here, that guy's been sending it to a grading company, getting them authenticated because they're that good. His reseals, and then selling them for ridiculous money.
I agree.
Sad to see, but not surprising to see because That's what this. I mean, that's what the search for. People wanting to make a buck does, man, in this situation, especially when it comes down to hobbies like this, where there's no really repercussions. There's no. I mean, what repercussions could there be for someone selling a resealed like vinyl record? Like, I just, as I said, that's why people say make sure you pay by PayPal, and then if you got to, you could do a chargeback. But yeah, crazy.
That's it. Done and dusted. Source, I don't think it's worth grading cars, just a waste of money, says Magdal. No comment.
It's worth grading if some other peanut wants to buy it off you for more. That's it.
On that note, Source, keep living, loving, and breathing sports. I'm Dom with the great man, Source. Until next week, peace out. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double curve.